For years we've been hearing about how game prices are either overpriced for some, and for others the prices are completely justified because of inflation. And while you can argue for or against either of these all day, the reality is that the price of goods are determined by your willingness to spend your money on it. How much is that game or product worth it to you and to the rest of the multitude of customers? When Mario Kart World drops for $80, is that really worth $80? Especially when the rest of the games industry only just recently went up from $60 to $70? Is Mario Kart World $20 more valuable than other video games? And at the very least, is it more valuable than the last Mario Kart game? For me, I would argue it isn't. But I'm just one vote. It's up to the rest of you to decide. So when the Oblivion remake released the other day, at $50 for the base game and $60 for the deluxe edition, I have to ask myself, why is this game able to be reasonably priced while other games that offer less value are priced so high? The base edition of Oblivion even comes with a lot of DLC that was originally released back when it came out on the Xbox 360. And with how large and expansive the game already is, what with redoing and enhancing a lot of the graphics, and even adding new voice lines into the game, it's shaping up to be one colossal AAA game being released here. And yet it's only $50? $10 less, mind you, than when the game originally came out decades ago? What happened to the inflation? Shouldn't the Oblivion remaster be $100 for all that value that it's offering? After all, isn't that what Nintendo said about Mario Kart? That it's so much value that it's worth $80. And other people have said that Grand Theft Auto 6 should be worth $100. Especially these days. But I would argue that Oblivion has much more content than Mario Kart World, especially at a 112GB file size. So how can inflation be a justifier for a high price when Oblivion isn't adjusted for inflation? They could have easily made this game $70 for all the work that they put into it. But $50 is incredible, and definitely the sweet spot for any AAA game. At least this is how it should be, and how it was for many years, regardless of the outliers that people post to justify high prices today. These games cost millions of dollars, even billions of dollars to create, so that could be a justification for higher prices. But movies cost just as much, and you can buy a DVD or Blu-ray of the film for about $20, the same price that it's always been. So what's different about video games? Is it because it's interactive? Is that difference worth $50 more? I would argue not. And with most games being pushed out haphazardly, riddled with bugs or even unfinished, all while they try and sell you even more downloadable content, a game with as much content as Oblivion Remastered at the price of $50 should be a marker for the rest of the industry. Although an argument could be made that since it's an older game, it should be classified like any other Game of the Year editions, where you get everything included but at a discounted price. I mean, that's one way of looking at it. But if you watch one of my older videos where I said that the industry would be making more remasters of older games just to save their studios, then you know that this is not just any ordinary remaster. Just like the Tomb Raider remasters that were released recently, a lot of work was done to make these games up to date. And so maybe they didn't want to charge $70 for the Tomb Raider remasters, but a game like Oblivion, as large as that game is, and with a fan base waiting patiently for a new Elder Scrolls, this could have easily been a $70 release had it actually been Elder Scrolls 6. But maybe they didn't want to push the price for an older game, even when it is updated. After all, yesterday's AAA may be today's AA. By today's standards, would Oblivion be considered middleware? And most middleware games are priced around the $40 to $50 price. But even so, let's hope that the market is able to correctly decide on the pricing structure that the industry should stick with. Film studios weren't able to get away with $50 movies back in the day with Laserdisc. So I really hope we can send a message to the games industry that any price above $60 at most is just way too much. But if Sony and Nintendo are getting away with $70 to $80 games now, then what's really to stop the rest of the industry from raising the prices just because they can? Even independent games are getting more expensive lately. I'm not a huge fan of Elder Scrolls, but I recognize the value that you're getting with a game like that. I hope this becomes a trend where video games offer more value for less price, and not the other way around, like it's been going lately. Anyway, till next time.